Time for this week's Happier at Home, and this morning we are discussing palliative care versus hospice care. We're joined now by none other than Deb Marcello with more. Deb, thank you so much for waking up with us. I love that we're talking about this topic. Perfect timing with the recent news of President Jimmy Carter starting hospice care at home. Talk to us about the difference in what palliative care and hospice care are.
Well, the objective of both hospice and palliative care is the pain and symptom relief. The emotional support that may go along with these disease processes is also usually part of it. But the prognosis and goals of care tend to be a little bit different with hospice care. Hospice care is the comfort care for people with a terminal illness, and as a general guideline, we're looking at people who have about 6 months or less to live on this earth. So looking at hospice care, there's one goal, and then looking at palliative care really focuses on managing the pain, symptoms, stress of a serious illness for patients at any stage of the disease. So it can be a chronic illness that they're dealing with that a palliative care doctor and team would get involved with to help them through that disease process.
Now, for a family who is going down this path, is there eligibility requirements for what they're eligible to sign up for and receive?
Yes, it's a difficult decision for people sometimes, but it is something that with hospice, you have to have a doctor certify that you do have 6 months or less to live, and that disease is terminal if it goes by its usual course. As far as palliative care, the discussion is between you and your doctor and your team to see if that is the right course for you. So as far as eligibility with insurances, that's a general guideline for that. So with payment, 90% of hospice care is paid through Medicare hospice benefit. So they have to meet the hospice or the Medicare's eligibility requirements. As far as palliative care, it really depends on the insurance. It can be paid partially through Medicare, Medicaid, private insurances, but you'll be paying co-payments and maybe a percentage of the care as well. So hospice has a broader coverage in that regard.
Deb, you touched on this a little bit, and I kind of want to circle back to it because I feel like it's just a very important part of this that we need to focus on a little bit, and that is the actual conversation around this. Now, obviously, you're going to be with a doctor throughout here, but that's got to be a difficult conversation for families to have.
It really is, and I think that where some families may go wrong is that they feel that once they are agreeing to hospice, they're giving up. But this really helps the person and the family with the acceptance. And once you go on hospice, you could actually come off of hospice. Some people rally is what we call, and they do much better, and it's a surprise that they're doing so much better. And then there's the discussion with your team as well if you come off of hospice. So it doesn't mean you're giving up. It just means that basically everything is paid for. However, I will have to say they identify what's paid for. It doesn't mean that your home care will all be paid for. This is an area where then you could have some additional assistance, come into the home and help with, maybe the family needs a break. Maybe the family wants a caregiver to be sitting with their loved one throughout the night just in case they need something. So those types of things would be a private pay. Just because you're on hospice doesn't mean that you get anything you want. Also, they do give all of your needs. You have a specific nurse case manager that is on call for you 24/7. So anything you need would be 24/7.
Absolutely.
That is paid for, that's covered.
All right. A very difficult conversation, but very important for families to have who are in this situation. Deb Marcello, Happier at Home. As always, thank you so much for waiting.